Alright, I think we're live. Let's confirm. Yep, we're live. Alright, welcome everyone. If you're watching the stream after it's been posted, we're going to be going over viewer submitted resumes and portfolios. We're going to be trying to roast them, but give actual constructive criticism and improve them. Sometimes people do stupid things that they don't realize themselves because it looks good to them, but really for everyone else it kind of looks dumb. Or not dumb, but it doesn't look good, or it ruins the experience. And last stream we were talking a lot about analogies of how to explain these things. And one thing that I thought of was when you go to the airport and you're going to the I won't call it cash register. You're going to the people where you drop off your suitcase, right? They weigh it and they let it go right away. You wait in that line, right? And they never make it a straight line even when it's empty. They still make you go through this giant maze just to get like 2 feet in front of you, just because that is how they set it up all the time, right? Like if there's no one in line, if it's just you still have to go through this zigzag maze just to get to what you need at the end. And that's what people do with their portfolios. They make a bunch of really cool like animations and buttons and event clickers and all this stuff just to get you to what you want. And you just want to get, you want the fastest route, but people want to make it look good and make it look cool and put their personality to it, and it really ruins the experience. Like it's cool if you want to show off your animations and stuff, but don't make it elongate the process to trying to get information. So if I want to go and see a portfolio project, or I want to see your resume, don't hide things at the bottom with a bunch of fluff in front of it to try and make it look better. So when I open up your portfolio and it says view my work, the point of going to your portfolio was to view your work. So you're hiding it initially. Hopefully that makes sense. We're going to go and grab the stream and just quickly drop it off in the Discord. Alright. We'll give a minute for everyone to hop into the stream and then we can get straight into it. We have a lot of portfolios since Josh did, what is this song? Since Josh and HR did that stream together, we've had a lot of submissions. I'm talking like within the first 5 minutes of that stream, I pick up my phone and I look and it's at 46 emails. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it compounds, right? Because when he streams and he's like, send me in your portfolio or your resume, and then he finishes the stream goes back on the channel, and then people watch it, right? And you know, let's say it gets 20,000 viewers, probably like 1,000 of those are going to send in their resumes, and then my phone is connected to that email. And I just, my phone just starts going nuts when he streams. Hope everyone's doing well. See a couple people have just joined. We're going to wait a couple minutes, let everyone join in, and then we can review stuff. I have about 2-3 portfolios right now and a couple resumes. There's one resume that looked really freaking good, but it had like little mistakes that kind of ruined it, but it kind of looked really good. I'm torn up on it. It's like one half of it is really good, and the other half is like, why would you do that? So hopefully we can help him out here. All right, let's start. Let me just open up OBS here. All right. So I'm a full stack software engineer. View my work. Don't do this. Don't make me go to your website. Oh wait, is the email up on screen? It is. Okay. Don't make me go to your website and click a button that says view my work. I came to your website to view your work. About the title you posted in Discord, are you saying you should put the portfolio stuff on the top of the landing page? Oh, Darren, perfect example, because I wrote that as I was looking at one of our submissions. Look at this portfolio here. Okay, so we're gonna pretend like I'm HR right now, right? I open up my email and there's a clickable hyperlink, or I take the website and I copy paste it into Google, right? I want to see his work, but now it's telling me his name and his title, and there's a full page with no information on it. Like, I came to your portfolio to view your work. This is little shit, and I'm being very picky, but don't do this. Don't make me click view your work and then show me your work. Just show me your work on the first page. Your name and your title does not need a full page. It's little things like this that when you're looking at 100 portfolio sites in one day, it gets really, really annoying. My portfolio has an intro animation with no info because it looks cool with an enter button like that. Can you send it in? Because intro animations are usually really bad because you have to wait for them to finish to continue using the website. Like the ones where you have to scroll, you have to like you have to finish like a scroll to see information. Like, let's say like right here. Okay, his is fine, but sometimes they hide information until it scrolls into like the middle of the page. It's super frustrating. It's a work in progress. So I'm just curious to see the front page. Maybe I can help you figure that out. But personally, the way I like to do it is have a navigation bar and put my name dash my title, and then right away jump into my skills and projects. This feels really weird. Also, the scaling is a little weird, but let's see. I would like he has two components in each row here, and they're really spread out. I don't know if you guys see this. Like, usually you read in the middle, right? And that's why his titles are in the middle. But then like my eyes need to go from intro to picture to this side. From projects here, let me draw it out. Am I the only one who this feels weird for? Like, my eyes start here, right? And then they go here. And they go here. They go here. One sec, my LED light's burning my eyes. Oh. Can you look at the front page real quick? Sure. The link won't work if you post it in here. So either DM it to me in Discord or send it to the email on the screen. For some reason, links don't work in YouTube chat, and I can't unblock it. Probably for the best though, to be honest. Yeah, I can't edit it for some reason. One sec, I don't know what these songs are. Alright. So my eyes jumping back and forth, it's quite annoying, to be honest. I would have, okay, so first of all, I would remove your picture. I think Josh and I have talked about this a billion times. People judge really easily. The polo he's wearing is a polo that my third grade bully wore in high school or whatever, or third grade. My high school bully wore, and now I resent this guy for that reason. You know, that could be as dumb as that, or red is the color of a sports team that I don't like, or something like that, and right away, like, people will find a reason to hate you. So stop, don't do this. They don't need your picture to know if you could do the job. On the interview, they'll figure out if you're like, if they'll work with you. Yeah, so this feels really weird, but this bothers me, and I know everyone who does it with good intent, right? They think it looks cool, have this whole front page, and it's like, wow, look at the cool background and the text and everything, but it's frustrating. Like, if I had to do this for a living, where I would open up portfolios and every single one made me click an extra button to view their work, I would go nuts. You DM'd it to me on Discord? Okay, let me take a look. Alright. I'll open this up quickly. Just because it's a relevant topic. That's tricky. I want to show this on stream. Okay. So this is the original. I gotta say it's really harsh on the eyes, personally. I don't know about you guys, but I have an LED. I have a light on top of my screen right now, so it's making it really hard to look at the screen sometimes. But if you refresh, it's like white theme to black theme. It's kind of not appealing to the eyes. Oh, and then you go back to white. Okay, so yeah, it's a little weird. Like, if you're ever in the dark for a long time and someone flicks on the lights, you know how it hurts your eyes. And if and then if you're in the bright for a while and you go to the dark, your eyes have to like readjust. That's how I feel right now. I don't know if everyone relates to that, but that's how I feel. Going from white to black to white. And you have like the side navigation bar. You have skills, portfolio. Interesting. Okay. Here's what I would do. Here's what I'd recommend. When I type in your portfolio link in the URL and I click enter and it brings up your website, you just bring up the website. Personally, this is pure personal preference. I would do a nav bar. I'd have your name dash the title, the job you're going for, or something. Or you could just have your name, I guess. And then right away, the first thing is your skills, and you can even start off your projects, unless you have so many skills that you fill up a full page. Your skills, and they're properly organized, so like, this is perfect, because it's a full white page. So you're doing, it seems like, one sec. Oh, okay, there's nothing on this page, on the home page, because you said it was a work in progress. Okay, so let's say there was stuff. This is how I would do it. Nav bar. Whoa, what the hell? Nav bar. Name. I could totally draw with a mouse. Title. Then you can have your home, skills, projects, like you did here. Beautiful. I like the logos. Portfolio doesn't really make sense because of diamond, but that's fine. I don't think anyone will really care. And then first thing would be your skills, and they're organized in sections, either like this, or you could do like this, right? Whatever one you want. Let's say we did columns. Yeah, columns. And then right under that would be your projects. So I would literally just do pictures, and I would have name of the project, the tech you used, and a little description of what it does, maybe even bullet points. Just kind of like how you have it on your resume. The portfolio, to me, is a way to quickly show your skills and your projects, and you get to be creative with how it looks with colors and animations and whatever you want. You just don't want to overdo it. Stupid simple is the best thing in this scenario. I missed a couple messages. What's up, Mike? What's up, Ali? How's it going? Could you please elaborate on the impact of Arduino coding? Because depending on your answer, we might have a business opportunity. What do you mean? I don't know about with the business opportunity part, but Arduino coding I think is amazing. I think it's a great skill to have. Knowing how to use an Arduino, how to build things that you might not be able to buy. For me, it's something I really enjoy. Like I needed a light in the backyard that when I walk outside it turns on, like a motion sensor activated light. And using an Arduino and everything, I'm able to build that. Do you code it Arduino in C++? Yeah. I like to use the Arduino version of C++, or I don't know if it's an Arduino version of C++, but like the Arduino library within C++, I think that's what it is. It's really nice. It kind of feels like you're doing JavaScript. Except for like importing things like you would do in C++. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's considered C++, that's why I'm not sure. like serial, using all the serial properties and all that. That's an Arduino thing, right? I know in C++ it's like, it registers as C++ in GitHub. Okay, so I guess it is. I guess my thinking was that animations which would stand out more. So, think about it like this, Darren. I'll put you in. I'll try and put you in the mindset. Okay, I close my eyes and I think about it like this. Today is Friday. All right, it is 3 o'clock. I get off work in an hour. I have 50 portfolios left to review, and I pull up Darren Brown's portfolio. All right, I open it up. I take the time to go read his email. He says, "Thank you so much for going through my portfolio. I'm glad to do it. We need someone who can do the job." Open up his email. He has a link to his portfolio, so we open up his portfolio, and it says, "Enter to see my information." And I'm like, okay, well, I just opened your portfolio. Why isn't your information there? Okay, whatever. We'll click your information button. Now we gotta wait for an animation to finish to get his information. Okay, that's 10 more seconds. And then the whole time while looking through your portfolio and reading through your skills and going through all these animations, I'm thinking about the 49 other resumes I have to finish. And I want to finish them within an hour because I want to go home. And while it might feel like, oh, Mike, you're exaggerating. Like, no, these things bother people because they take time. It's like, I had a great analogy at the starting of the stream because last time, I think Ali, I think you were there. We're talking about like what it's like blocking information from people, right? Like how video games sometimes have intros that you can't skip, and you have to sit there and just like watch the intro. That's super annoying. You just want to go and play the game, right? I was thinking about it. When you go to the airport and there's no people in line, you still have to go through that zigzag bullshit to get to the person at the front, right? You guys know what I'm talking about? You know, frustrating. You try and like go under the ropes, and they're like, "Please, sir, take the line. Don't cut around." You know what I mean? HR person IRL drops a pile of 50 half a mile away. You guys are not lucky. Continue with that remaining. Pretty much, yep. they're pretty much like they all they need is one reason pretty much to be like, I don't want to see I don't want to continue on this guy. He's not the one, you know? It's almost like they're trying to find a reason. So stop giving them a reason. That's why we say don't put your face on your portfolio, because you could be wearing an outfit, you can look like somebody they know. You can remind them of some bad memory, and they could just find a reason to not like you. That's what people are, especially when we're in bad moods, which I can imagine reviewing so many portfolios in one day and resumes can put you in a bad mood. Because everyone is just talking about themselves, and you're just like trying to find if they're relevant to what you need. You know? Let's see the site just got here. Sure. Well, let's get back to it. Anyways, give you my resume. Sure. Send it to the email with your name. Oh, I see you sent it in. Okay, my phone is buzzing around now. What's up, Anthony? All right, so we went over this. Don't do this thing where you click a button and then you just scroll them down into the information. Just start them at the information. Right? So like, why? It's not very useful to do this. It looks cool, sure, but like you're building one resume, and if you had to do it on like 1,000, it would be weird. All right, next we're gonna go here. I said that this guy needs to fix. So I said it was really weird for the eyes. Oh, there. So I said it's really weird for me personally with my scaling here, where like I read in the middle and then I have to go left and right with my eyes, and then go back to the middle and go left and right. These are little things, but they do get annoying. Like the spacing feels weird. So I would just have everything in the middle within this square. I don't know why my mouse is being weird, but within this right here. And then leave white space on the left and on the right. Just little things that do make a difference. Press like and subscribe if you haven't. Always. Don't worry, we'll plug soon. Should I have a resume if I become an aerospace engineer? Should I have a resume? I feel like you have to have a resume. Can't really freelance aerospace engineering. Resume is how you get a job. Usually the requirement, unless like you're so good that they find you and they say we want you raw, like we want to hire you today. Why? How else are they gonna know your skills? And how else will you like? Are you just gonna email them and be like, "Here's my projects. Let me know if you want to hire me." I'm a freelance astronaut. That'd be funny as hell. I built my own. Rocket out of cereal box cardboard. Flew it around. Trust me, I can. I can work for Elon Musk. Yeah, Nico, you definitely need you definitely need a resume if you're looking to get hired anywhere. It's usually it's like the at this point it's just the what's the word? It's just the way we communicate when you're trying to get a job. You know, it's like a given thing. It's a required thing. It was a mistake. Oh, portfolio. Oops. You meant portfolio. I messed the messages. Oh, so not really. I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say you need it, but I don't know enough about the aerospace engineering industry to really give you like solid advice. But logically, I would think no, you don't need one. Maybe it could be cool. I think having a portfolio and building up a little bit of SEO on your name isn't a bad thing. Like if they were to search up Nico, whatever last name, in Google and your portfolio site came up and it was a cool website showing your projects that you worked on in aerospace engineering, I don't think that would be a bad thing. Do you need it? I don't know. I think the best thing would be to find someone who works in that industry, but even then you won't get a clear answer. This is cool and all, but I'm waiting on a role model that actually does what I do. Well, what do you do? Is MATLAB a good skill for aerospace? I don't know. I don't work in aerospace engineering. See ya. Alright, see ya, Nico. Thanks for being here. Alright, so we looked through this portfolio. Let's see. He's got a link here. Does this send me to the app? It does. Okay. That's pretty cool. I've never seen someone do it like this. Usually you would think they have like live button and code button, but he actually just highlights the title. He says, Article Hub puts the news in your hands. Browse your favorite articles across politics, sports, tech, and art, and more. Connect with other users, see articles are posting, and exchange ideas and comments. This is a pretty good description. You guys should take a note here. I don't know why he has solo in here. Oh, solo team? I wouldn't do that. I don't think it matters. If they want to look at the GitHub and they see multiple contributors, then that shows them it's a team. C, C++, assembler. If you go to the Discord, there's a couple guys who do that stuff. I don't think a lot of people do that because it's just not something. It seems very niche. Like serious C++, not a lot of people get into. They do it in college and then they jump into a different language once they're out of college and doing other things. Like, you know, the whole situation now with the COBOL programmers where they're trying to like train people to learn COBOL so that they can hire people to learn to work in COBOL, because a lot of banks use it and there's not a lot of COBOL programmers because it sounds like toxic. What's the benefit of learning C++? I don't know. You could do things with C++. Like, if you need C++ to do something, knowing C++ would benefit you. If you needed C++ to do some embedded code, then you're gonna need to learn it. I don't think a language has a benefit. I think there's something you need to do, and a programming language is the tool you need to do it. Like, you can't build a website really with C++. Okay. You need to learn JavaScript to do some front end what's the word I'm thinking about? Dynamic. So to make a dynamic website, you need to learn JavaScript, or you need to learn a backend language that can turn that language into JavaScript. Like I can't believe I'm forgetting what it's called. ERB. So in Ruby, you can write ERB files, which is pretty much HTML and Ruby, and then it'll turn it into JavaScript before it sends it to the front end. But to do that, you need to learn a programming language. So that I don't think learning C++ without a reason gives you any benefit. That makes sense. If you want fast code which runs on about anything, and it's really rewarding if you know what you're doing. Yeah, but just to learn the language, just learning a language just to learn the language, there's no benefit. You have to have something behind that. Some goal. Alright, let's keep going with this. Yeah, I think this guy just needs to fix his spacing here. It's just really weird. Remove this first page. Maybe add your skills, and this is a great portfolio site. He has really good descriptions for his projects. Like, he's actually trying to sell them. I kind of like it. Of course, I'm just listing what be appealing in the language itself. Oh, yeah. I was just trying to answer the original question from Ali. I didn't know how to word it, so I said it like 4 times. For me, I'm aiming embedded systems for software security. See, that's huge. And now it's just going to get bigger. Alright, so this was another one that was sent in by Damien. Very interesting. Because it's simple, stupid. But I want to see. I want to see what you guys think. So, right off the bat, he says, "My name is Damien, and I'm a simple guy." I would 100% give him a little smack in the head if I saw him in person and he wrote that on his website. You're saying you're simple, you're off the bat putting yourself down. Off the bat, it's like saying, "Hi, I'm Mike. Please hire me. I'm really bad at this job." So, yeah, I would get rid of that. I like minimalism and uncomplicated UIs. I appreciate that, but I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say, well, you like this causes issues sometimes, because some people think about it like he doesn't like to put in work, or they take it out of context. I remember somebody I know said they didn't like testing, or testing was something that they didn't always enjoy, and a company rejected them from the job because of that. Which makes sense, right? They're hiring you to do a bunch of things, and one of those things is testing, and then you say, "I'm not the biggest fan of that." They're just like, "Okay, well, bye. We'll find someone who is good at it or likes it." So I don't like saying these things. Like, I'm a simple guy. I like minimalism. Yeah, I don't say that. What I do: web development, server configurations, graphic design, database management. Okay. So, not finished yet. So I don't know if this is just his landing page for now, but this is how I would do it. You got skills here. That's awesome, but you have a lot of skills. Organize them depending on the type of job you're going to. So if you want to do a web development job, you should organize your skills in a way that caters to a web development application or requirements. So when you go to like a job posting and they say like what they require, make your portfolio mirror that. You know, when you go to answer a test question and you use the question to word your answer, like, how many apples does Johnny have? Johnny has X apples, right? You're catering exactly to what they want, and you're making it sound perfect. Like, that sounds so good when you say Johnny has X apples, and the question is literally asking you how many apples Johnny has. You're wording it perfectly. So that's what you want your portfolio to be like. So just saying web development and listing doesn't work. You need to choose what kind of job you want to go to, and you want to organize it towards that job. Like saying PHP scripting, Java source code editing, that doesn't, you don't need to do that. Just say PHP. Just say Java. And then don't put your CV if it's not finished, because people will click on it and then they'll just take that the way it is. What's up, JT? How's it going? Thanks for being here. What do you guys think about this? It's interesting. Okay, so projects. There's no pictures. To-do list and note-taking application that reminds you about things. Even if it's the best to-do list in the world, I probably still wouldn't put it on my portfolio. Just because of the fact that the word to-do list is so generic now in the programming world. It's like saying FizzBuzz or what's another generic project, you know? What do you think about WebAssembly and Rust? I've never played with WebAssembly, but it looked interesting. And Rust, Mousy in the Discord talks about it all the time and says that it has the best errors and error handling. I don't know enough about them though. I'm pretty simple. I started off learning what was it? I started learning JavaScript thinking it was a programming language to make games. I had zero clue about programming, and I picked up JavaScript because it's like, okay, that looked like a language that works. And then a month later, after learning it and getting a bit deeper into it and starting to understand programming more, I'm like, all the examples and the code and everything looks like more web. And then getting deeper into it, figured out it's a web language, so I was like, screw it, I guess I'm doing websites now. And then did that. Then I did Ruby, Python, and I went to C++ after that. But yeah, I never got into Rust. Go was a language that looked cool, but I never did it. I guess I'm talking about like years ago, not now. The best language is the best one for the job. I agree. 100% agree. I think there are ones that we tend to gravitate towards more. Like Python for me, everyone says it's easy and readable, but I just don't like it. I can't lie. It doesn't, I don't, it just doesn't go well for me. It's not a hard language. I could do it. It's just, I don't enjoy it as much as different languages. But if I had to do Python, I'd do Python. But any ideas for demonstrating networking skills? Is there any way you can put it into like a video? Is there a way to explain networking in a video? Make it like an interesting little video you can put on your portfolio when you list your projects. Be like, this is the project I built where I did networking for a company or something, and then explain it in a video in very simple terms, maybe. That could be cool. I don't know, try and do something different. When a language makes white space a part of the syntax is automatically bad. Yeah, of course. I think we're talking about how, I think that it's either like you take a hit in how easy and nice it is to write, but then you lose speed because it has to compensate for that, or you can pick a language that's really hard and annoying to write and a lot of lines of code and all that, but then you're saving yourself a bunch of speed because it's like everything's done. What's cool though, one thing that's really cool is people are using Python a lot in the machine learning world and using frameworks. I think TensorFlow does this, where it actually takes the Python and turns it into C. So you get the best of both worlds there. Alright, so I don't know, what do you guys think about this? Because a lot of the time it's just an opinion thing, but I think it makes logical sense that there's no pictures here. He doesn't tell me what it's built with. I gotta click read more. Why do I have to click read more to see this? Just show this on the original page. Cython they call it. I've never heard of that, but that would make sense. Cython, C plus Python, Cython. It feels weird to say that. Cython. That's interesting. I host a few stuff on servers I've built. It could possibly be like, yo, this site's a project reviewing is done. I don't know. Think about it like if someone non-technical wanted to know what you're doing, or someone slightly technical. I don't know enough about networking to think of an example. But I know when you're doing networking, there's a lot of diagramming in your head and trying to figure out how to set up everything. And I think if you can put that in words and drawings, maybe that could be cool. Almost like a schematic of how it all works together. Like, where does the data go from here to there, and how is it all figured out? How does it get sent to the person? How does you receive data? Where do you put it? Like with web, you would be like, all right, so when something happens on the front end, like you click a button, it goes to the JavaScript in the front end, which sends it to the whatever in the back end, which then deals with it and then says, okay, we want to save this information, and sends it to the database. And the other way around is now they clicked on a button and they want data, so it tells the JavaScript to tell the backend grabs the data from the database, takes that data to backend, sends it to the front end. You know, you can explain the path and the workflow. Maybe if you could do something like that. Demonstration of qualification and competence is being able to explain a complex abstract concept to anyone. Yeah. You ever see those videos where they explain a complex topic at different levels? Like they'll say like explain math, or no, one of them was like explain quantum computing at different levels. Like starting with like a kindergartner, I think it was, to like someone who is a quantum mechanics engineer, whatever the word is. So they have to go through like different levels of understanding on the topic and try and explain it to that person. It's very interesting. Maybe flowchart might work. Flowchart could be cool. I might not be able to give you specific networking advice, but I can give you logical advice, which is try and find a way to explain it at different levels like that. I think that always works well. It's like trying to... how would I say this? Like sometimes when I look at a website and I'm like, wow, that's really bad, and I'll say that like next to a family member or something, they'll be like, what are you talking about? Or does it really matter? And I'd be like, yeah, let me explain it to you. And then I tried to explain it to them, and like that, being able to explain that thing to them at their level makes it interesting for them. Like one thing I explained to my sister, which is a really young sister, I was trying to explain to her the idea of divs and components and how you can have like a box inside of a box. And when a box is inside of a box, you can align it certain ways. Is it really dead? Wait, what? Oh no. You're frozen, Glory. What happened to the camera? Did it unplug itself? It might have gotten unplugged and now it's not running on the... One second, boys. Let me figure this out. I think that was it. Technical difficulties. Yeah, I think I just kicked to the wire. Alright, we're back up now. Can you apply for security positions next year? I'm trying to think. Not allowed to get a software dev position. Wait, why are you not allowed? I'll try that flowchart, definitely. Welcome back, thank you. For all these apps on screen, you can have a small video showing that it does, if necessary, just to showcase functionality. Yeah, I like to do the video route or a GIF route. You know, GIF files, they're just like videos, but they're really low frame rate. They're really small files as well. They can run really easily on the web. It's pretty basic, but it works. The way I like to do it is a picture or a GIF. Then I have the title of the app. Under that, I have the tech that's being used, so JavaScript, HTML, CSS. Then under that, I have a couple bullet points or whatever explaining explaining what the app is. Who's the idiot that gave it a dislike? I don't know. We got some haters, but it's okay. It's free engagement. I'll take it. Someone lately has been like coming in and just disliking, but it's fine. You can specify frame rate in the GIF file header, but it's literally a bunch of images in a sequence, so it's not as optimized as video. Yeah, but it's a small file, so it can run really easily on the web. Because you got to remember, not everyone's running on a good computer or a good phone or whatever, right? And if you have a couple of them, it's a problem. So the way I would do it is multiple pictures or multiple GIFs on a page, and the thumbnail would be something that's good. Like, you can leave it as a picture, and then if they highlight over it, it turns it on and it just goes through those pictures and shows them something. It's tough. The best thing is to send them to the live app and let them play with it themselves. But it's a cool way of showing it. For that page speed insight score, the high page speed insight score. You're frozen again? Am I? What the hell? See if I can figure this out quickly, because it's frustrating as hell. Why is my camera not working? Yeah, it's running on battery for some reason. What's wrong with this? Alright. That should have fixed it. Alright, let's restart it one more time. Oh my god. Big F in the chat. Alright, let's see. Alright, we're good. Thank you for letting me know. Cameron's having a strict. No, there's the camera I'm using right now uses batteries like crazy. Like, the battery that comes with it, that goes inside the camera, if you're filming, it runs 30 minutes maybe, if you're lucky. 30 minutes on a battery, so you can imagine that's pretty bad. So I have DTAP batteries. When I actually film like a movie or a video on this camera, which is like a cinema camera, I have to run DTAPs, which are these giant ass batteries. They look like this. This one is 2 amps under the legal limit of flying in a plane. I actually took 2 of these to Texas when I went to film with Josh, and they were kind of like, why do you have these giant ass batteries in your bag? Let's say like my phone, this can what's it called, charge my phone probably about 8 times over. So you can like imagine how fat this thing is, and they get bigger than this. But pretty much there's like a plate, and you put it on the plate and it slides in and clicks, kind of like a power drill or whatever, and then you just powered your camera for hours. But the battery that comes with the camera is garbage, so yeah, it wasn't being charged through the wall plug. Companies need to commit to you not wait because the software devs do that. We're doing security people, and the law here is that internships must be directly related to what you're learning. Oh, internships. Okay, you said jobs, I think. Yeah, you said software dev position. All right, that makes sense. If you're in a security related degree, you have to do a security related internship. But once you're out of the internship and out of the degree, you can go into a software developer job and then get into security or whatever. I don't think you're locked into anything, right? Same mistake that I've seen on Twitch stream. I forgot to plug in and just kept running on battery. Oof. No, mine was plugged in. I just was playing with the wire with my foot, and I guess I unplugged it. Or sometimes my dog goes under there and like drops a ball, and she puts the cable in her mouth and the ball, and she picks up the ball and just runs with the cable. That's happened a couple times. I'm just working, and I think power went out. All right, let's do a couple more of these. Let's go do Luis's because I feel bad that we took so long. Luis, I'm just gonna make sure you hit information you don't want shown on stream. No phone number, no nothing on here. No. All right. Your email is on here in your LinkedIn. Hopefully you're okay with those being shown on screen. I'll give you a second to let me know if you don't want those to be shown. Is my resume? Don't worry. Okay. One dude sent in his portfolio. No, sorry, his resume from another country, and he had his mother and father and his wife on there, like their information and their names and whatever, and I think he put his social security on there. Like I don't know. It's another country, so obviously things are different. But this seemed like he had like his passport information. I think not his social security, but his passport on there. It was quite a weird resume, and Josh showed it to me on stream, and I was like, oh, I'll show it to the stream, but I'll blur out everything, and I blurred out everything, and then when I rescaled the image for the stream, the blur, like the drawing where I drew, let's say like here I drew over the name, when I rescaled, the name got scaled up and the drawing stayed. It didn't scale with the name. So now like all his information just like slid out the side and every one of the streams saw his stuff. So from now on I don't open resumes if they have like phone numbers and stuff. Alright. Let's pull out the drawing tool and just try and give some real criticism here. Lots of white space. You can't see the drawing, but lots of white space in there as well. You could use that here, you can use that, you know, for your skills, you can do something with it. What's up, Driz? How's it going? You're a bit late today. I streamed early though, so what I missed so far? Just resume reviews. I was talking about another dude sent in his portfolio and he had that button where it's like screen not showing. Oh, my bad. Another dude sent in his resume and his portfolio. Keep screwing those two up. Dude sent in his portfolio and he had the button you have to click to see his projects, right? So you know how they're like see my projects and you click the button and then it scrolls you to a page. So I was like, wait, why are you doing that? Them RGB lights though? Nah, it's just stuff. I was learning to drive, won't have it again. You're good. That's so funny. Funny, one day we can review your projects on here. When they're done. Alright. Yeah, so there's a bunch of white space at the top here. So you can use that to either move this up or, you know, use that space. You only got one page on here. Profile. I'm an experienced full-stack software engineer seeking full-time position in the field of software development where I can apply my knowledge and skills for continuous improvement. I don't think you need to say that. I think that's something you would say when you're applying. They know if you're applying that you want a position, obviously. You have your name and your title, which is fine, that works. You got your contact information, which is great. And I'm guessing these are clickable links. I don't know because I have a drawing tool out right now. Skills, backend, front-end, database, mobile, others. Beautiful. This is how to do it. This is how you got to do it. It's super easy for me. Technical person or not technical person. Mobile, Ionic, and Flutter. Oh, okay, cool. We need that one. We need that one. We need him to know HTML, which is front-end. Oh, boom. He knows that. CSS, boom. You're not making me dig around. It's all organized and clean. Great job. Experience. This one we're going to have to be harsh on because this is an important one. Software Engineer 4. Okay, so talking to Mike, not the HR lady Mike. I hate when people put 4 because I don't know what that means. But if you really want to put that there, then you could. I just don't know what that means. Like, at your company, that can mean something really good, but there could be 25 levels. You can only be at the bottom, and it's like, wow, he's garbage, right? No one really knows. So, yeah. So fancy. Fancy yush yush. Yeah, I think it's nice. I don't usually organize it like this, though. I think you should be putting your skills at the top. So what I say on stream all the time is the key to have a resume that just fits their requirements is skills, projects, experience, education. Skills, projects, experience, education. You're pretty much telling them, here are my skills. And they're like, okay, cool, he knows JavaScript. Prove it to me. You show them a project where you built with JavaScript. It's like, awesome. Do you have any actually real world experience working with JavaScript at a job? And then that's where in your job, you're like, yeah, I did JavaScript when I was a software engineer level 4 at Optel or whatever. I think the modifications you're pointing out aren't too trivial a mistake. No, not at all. I'm being totally picky. That's the point of these streams. A lot of the time people have the information that you need on their resume. It's just like organize it to the point where it's dumb easy for them to find everything. I do strongly stand by the fact that you should be putting skills at the top. That's no negotiating for me. Skills at the top. Show them right off the bat what you have. And then under that, you prove the skills. Right? Because if you were to have a bunch of skills and 0 projects, which I don't actually see any on here, but you do have job experience, but we'll get over that. If you just put skills and you had no job experience and no projects, it'd be really hard to prove that you know those things. Be picky, that's what I want. Yeah, I'm pretending I'm an angry HR lady right now. Trying to find a reason to hate you. That's pretty much it. They can tell his age from education section, am I right? Can they? Yeah, they can. Presently enrolled. Yeah. Open University for adults. Yeah. It's tough though. How do you do it without showing that? What did Josh say on his stream? Did he say don't put the year? Just say you have the degree but don't put the year? That could make sense, but they might ask you when did you do your degree, and that's when you have to decide if you're going to tell them or not. I'm bringing my portfolio right now because the project's works are private code. Oh, okay. So, So honestly, you'd probably have to make personal projects. I don't think they would take that long to spend a weekend per project, and within a month you have 3-4 projects. I don't think that would hurt you. In your case, you do have job experience, so that does help a lot. So I think maybe 1 or 2 projects can help you, but ideally you go for 3 to 5. Ideally, I think having projects available, even if you're going for your 3rd or 4th job, really does just icing on the top. Gives them more of an insight into the kind of work you do. Put only the grad date, like 2018. Yeah. I think you did, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. No. All right. Let's go. Let's analyze the experience section because this is a super important section. So you say the title, you say the company name, and you say the date. Great. What did you do with this company? Right off the bat, give me the skills. So give me the skills. So like, let's say you did JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. Put those right under that, right under Optel there. I like to do it in italics and a small-ish font. Just have some of the skills listed. Maybe some of the ones from here, which is where that proving that you know a skill comes into. Because if you say you have HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and then you have those under your job, it's an easy link. Then, let's see your description. I'm going to read through it. Develop and maintain the finance system. What is the finance system? Migrate the intranet system from web forms to local API. Implement agile methodologies to improve development using Jira. I wouldn't write it like this. So the way I usually do it, and I think the way that people do it that looks really good, is they relate it to their skills. So using a tool, you built some feature, and then with that feature, you were able to improve something. Show your value in what you can do for the company. So if I was to say I worked at Optel and I was able to improve the efficiency of the site by 10% and make it faster, that's something that they can get from me now to their company. They could be like, wow, he did it for this company, he could probably do it for us. So I'm kind of using what I did at this job here to try and like give myself a 1+ point here. And like, is he good for the job? I'm giving myself a plus. This is a disgusting plus. I'm sure there's a word for it in the English language, but I don't know it. But you just want to boost yourself, right? So kind of use it to brag about something that you can do. Like if you were able to say you improved the site efficiency and give an objective number, if you're able to say you created some feature that helped the company, you did A/B testing and were able to prove some objective proof of value. Like, I think that's the way to word it. It's tough to find, but you're saying you're developing and maintaining the finance system. Maybe something you could talk about this thing right here about the web forms, local API. Like, developing and maintaining the finance system doesn't give much information. I think you need to go a little bit more into detail. Flex tape. Yeah, this is Luis's profile. Like, what I'm trying to say is I'm not getting enough of what you did here. I don't really know what you did other than created the finance system. Like, I'm trying to think of a good example because I want to give actually good advice here. With something you can write. But developed and maintained. Oh, I would fix the English first of all. Developed or current. You don't want to use this presence here. It would say developed and maintained. No. Currently developing and maintaining the finance system. Developing and maintaining the finance system. Migrating the internet system for web forms, local API. Implement agile. Yeah, so I think you can get rid of this one right here. Implementing agile methodologies. I don't think they really need that. Develop inventory and fixed assets. Oh, so talk about this more. Talk about this way more. Fixed asset systems. What did you fix? How did you make it better? What did your fix do to the company? Did it make it better? You know? Think of it as like you're a car salesman and you're trying to sell this car. And you're not going to say this car can drive on the road and doesn't need a lot of fixing. You're going to say the things that the car can do that are like insanely good. Like, this car will get you to A to B faster than any other car out here. Right? That's how you would say it. You're not going to say this car is fast. You're going to say this car will do the job better than anyone else. This car is more efficient on gas than other cars. You know, so try and sell it like that. I developed an inventory system, Wait, no, this is not the same thing. Developed a new asset system that maybe you could say something like, developed a new asset system that replaced the old one and improved efficiency. Finance system seems too broad. Yeah, like what does that mean? I'm having a hard time giving you a solid example because I don't actually know enough about what you did here. But I saw the word fixed and it lit up a spark. I was like, oh wow, focus on that. Migrate the internet system. I don't really know what this means. Like, you're just saying like taking data from one place to another. Let's continue. Let's see what he wrote here. Junior software developer. Attorney General of Dominican Republic. Ooh, that sounds big. Developed the system. So I would say developed the system of cases and expedience of the prosecutions. Can you be a little bit more elaborate? It seems like you're doing some government stuff, so I'm guessing there's some NDA stuff there. I'm sure you can't show the code or anything, but maybe you could talk a little bit about what you did there. You got room for it. Programmer, software developer, software engineer. I don't think you need to like. I personally would just say software developer, software engineer here. I wouldn't say programmer. English hard. Yeah, English is hard for me too. And I'm in an English and French speaking country, or sorry, province. Supermarket. Developed the warehouse management system, maintained applications. You talk a little bit more. This sounds very boring. Like this here makes you sound boring. What you did here at the supermarket company. Try and make it exciting. Like, what did you do there? What do you guys think? Where's the English majors here who can help me word this properly? I don't think there's like too much to do other than that, to be honest, Luis. Like, you got a very solid portfolio here. You got everything you need pretty much, except these are just a little broad. I don't know how to elaborate more because I don't know enough about what you did there. But I would fixate on things you've improved and try and sell yourself better. Just saying you maintained an application is not very it's very bleh, you know? Try and add some more value here. Show your value. Like the fact that you fix something, that is great. Companies love to see that because then you could do that at their company. That's what they're looking at here. They're looking at, what did you do for other people? What can you do for us? Got it. Maybe more facts and numbers. Yeah, objective stuff like facts and numbers works really well. Those like usually work really well, unless it's something that like they don't really care about. But I think putting a number or some kind of fact or showing that you've improved some kind of system and talking about that goes farther than saying you maintained something or you developed something. I think going a little bit more into detail. I think your layout makes it a little hard for you to go in detail just because you squeeze yourself into here. But I kind of like this layout. I don't know. I definitely believe you should be putting skills at the top here. You got the room for it. And then you can throw certifications and languages on the side here. Even education. And now you free yourself this whole chunk here to talk about skills, projects, and experience. You got a lot of room now. I think that would help you more. Certifications, personally, I don't say certifications usually don't matter. If you're gonna put them, you make them really small at the bottom, like languages. Like you got pictures and stuff, and I think these are clickable links. So I think you can squeeze this certifications, languages, and education into this area right here. Because education, you could talk about things you did in your degrees, but I don't think they really care, to be honest. I think that this is good and short. Put it at the bottom here, and then you can make yourself a bunch of room in the middle. I gotta love this drawing here. It makes absolutely no sense, but yeah. Also, with this profile here, the most important thing that I see here is that do not require sponsorship to work in the US. I think you should focus on that. Maybe put it somewhere else, maybe in your contact at the top here. Make it the first thing they read. You know, because they see you worked in Dominican Republic, and then they see your name, and they might be like, oh, well, he probably needs a visa, right? But you don't, so put that up in the front. Don't hide it at the bottom here. Personally, I don't put profile. I don't think you need any writing like that. I think this is just a pure information sheet here, whether you could do the job or not. If you want to talk about yourself a little bit and all that, that goes in your cover letter and in the interview when they ask you who you are, what you do, what you like, and all that. Yeah, this is good stuff. It's just missing projects, to be honest. Like, I want to see some projects that you made. You got a lot of skills on here, but I want to see projects where you use these things. Like, you say C#, right? I want to see how good C#. Like, just like a Hello World app? Or like an actual fully built website? That's where you show those things. Especially because you have NDA jobs. Well, I'm guessing here, but I think logically that anything for Attorney General would be NDA. We did this one. My eyes. This is the one I wanted to keep for most of you guys who are in here, because I looked at this in the email this morning, and I was like, this resume looks really good, but not bad, but just like a couple changes and it can be a really solid. Like look at these descriptions here. It's a lot of writing, but tell me what you guys think. We're gonna read through it together. We'll skip over this stuff, of course. But let's just go straight to the job. BI analyst 2 at company B. Date, city, country. Built CRM campaign performance dashboards in Power BI, creating cost effectiveness, conversion rate, amongst other indicators. Usage of advanced DAX formulas. Performed and enabled deep dive analysis over campaign performance through wording and time intelligence indicators, allowing for more efficient marketing efforts. Developed and maintained SQL Server Integration Services, SSIS, data flows between source system databases and Salesforce marketing. Oh my god, Salesforce Marketing Cloud. That's a lot of words, right? Thanks for the feedback. I appreciate it. I hope it helps. If you have any other questions, you can always ask. If I took a little bit more time, I think I can give you better examples for the wording there. But I'm trying to keep chat engaged at the same time. Choking that resume with too many words, yeah. But he has really good, like, I think this could be a really good resume. Like this guy like knows how to explain what he did. It's just a little too much. But I think it's easier to cut down than to build up. Like, I think if he got rid of a lot of the fluff words where he's, like, allowing for more efficient marketing efforts, like, show me that. Give me a number, right? If you could say that you made this, if you made the marketing efforts more efficient by 10% and proved it somehow, or even just set a number and left, like, a reference at your company that they can call and prove it, like, that would look so good. He needs to hide age 100%. Don't do that. Lisa Hyde, yeah, I read that. I'm more curious about how he uses data cleansing. Yeah, like put that in there. I always keep it short and sweet. Yeah, of course, but like a lot of the time people are like improved website. Half of the people I speak to with a job in the field I want to get into manage to get their foot in the door knowing less than me. How is that? They know how to sell themselves better than you. They are better salesmen. Me personally, I am not the best programmer in the world. I can admit that. I 100% can admit that. But I sold myself way better than all the people around me. I went to, I had one friend who did like biology science, and he almost did his master's. And we both were learning to code, and I got a job months before him. And he had a degree, and this is where I live, degrees now are less, but at the time were somewhat important. This was at the time when like Google and Apple were like, okay, degrees aren't important. Right about then. And I think I sold myself better. When I was in the interview, I was like excessively engaged with everything they were saying, even if I didn't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, it might sound like I was an asshole, but that's what needed to be done. Like, I was showing them my project. I was like, look how exciting this is. So I built this website, and it does this, and it does that. And I was, like, super engaged and excited and showing them, like, how much I care about it. And then I remember in one of my job interviews, it was, like, me in, like, a big meeting room. It was super sweaty. It was, like, a try-hard fucking interview, right? Like, there's a bunch of these people wearing, like, suits, like, super corporate interview. And they pulled up, like, my apps on the screen, and I had to present it to their engineering team. And I hate presenting. It was terrible. And then after, they were showing me their website and the kind of things I would touch. And I was asking like a billion questions. Like, I was making the interview long, but they loved it. Like, I saw they loved the engagement, and that was one of the reasons that they called me back for an offer. They loved the sweatiness, you know, like they were talking about like their payment processing, because I was going to work on a part of their payment processing stuff, because it's like stuff I've done in the past with my other job. And I was asking them, like, what's the business model? How are you doing this? How are you guys pulling in money into this? And like, you know, you just show that you're engaged and keep them excited about it, and then they're most likely going to call you back. It's just like, how do I explain it? You ever try to explain something to someone who doesn't care, and they're just sitting there and they're just like, not even giving you eye contact or anything like that? Like, you know what I mean? Just don't choke the resume. That's it. The resume and interview. The resume gets you the interview, then the interview gets you the job. What I'm trying to say, Jacob, I think I pulled that out a bit too long, but what I'm trying to say is they're selling themselves better. They're, you know, it comes down to how good of a salesman you are. You are the product and the company is the buyer. Right? They don't see you as a human necessarily. They see you as a tool. Can the tool do the job? Or do we need to go buy a bit better tool or get a different tool? Like, will this hammer hit the nail? Or will this will those drill hit the nail? Right? What's going to do the better job? Probably the hammer. So you're going to go and get the hammer. That's what I was saying earlier. I don't know if you were here, but I was trying to say your portfolio and your resume should be a mirrored version of what they want to see. If you can fill in everything they need, they have no reason to continue with anyone else. They'll call you for an interview, and if it goes well, they'll just hire you right away. Otherwise, they would spend years looking for someone. But it's a company, you know, money is time. So, sorry, time is money. So they'll hire you right away if they need. Like the analogy I use is when you're answering a test question, you use the question to make your answer. So you, like, if it's a math question and it's like Johnny needs 10, or how many apples does Johnny need? And you answer, Johnny needs 10 apples. You're answering exactly like they asked, and you're giving them that perfect mirror. Does that make sense? Anyway, so let's go back to this, because this was quite an interesting read. So, soft skills and the skill sections, remove that. Skills and strengths, remove strengths, just put skills. They'll decide if it's a strong thing or not. Also, questions about the ETL skill. Well, those details I wouldn't know. That would be you probably, Crystal. Definitely can't send you my resume because I'm personally identifiable by any 5% of it. That's fine. Maybe you can help us review then. Or you can take advice or things that we're finding on someone's resume and see if you're doing it on your own. Like right here, he starts with his experience, and he has a lot of things to talk about his experience. And then when it comes to some projects where he can prove his experience or skills, they're just like on the side here, like whatever. I've hit a ceiling on a personal issue where I've learned just about all I can learn without an actual job in it. I don't have the motivation to complete a project which won't go anywhere. Yeah, you need to. I think it's an issue of presenting yourself that you have. Like, you learned what you needed, but now you'll need to learn how to present it. Maybe focus on that. There's some cool books on that. I don't remember if it would help you exactly the situation, but there's a book called Cashvertising. Let's see if I can pull it up. The book itself is about copywriting and how to write things with the intent to sell, but it might help you with how to write. It might help you with that with the thought process of, like, when you're writing things, how to make it so you're trying to sell that thing to them. Like, let's see if they have a good example here. No, they don't have examples. Okay, well. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Alright, later, Mike. See you, funny. Objective. Take part in the organization, data integration, and discovery process, applying analytical skill. Yeah, this is what you do. Oh, ETL. That's what you were talking about earlier. This is what you would do when they ask you in a cover letter, like, what do you want? What is your goal? And when you apply to a job, that's obviously the objective. How do I sell a C compiler that I'm writing? I don't know. You go to someone who needs a C compiler, and you tell them why yours is better than others. You show them why too. That's how I would do it. I'd be like, okay, what are there options out there? Probably some big compilers that have really good reputations and, uh, bunch of people who are working on it, and then they have this one compiler from somebody named Jacob that they don't know, and you have to find a way to show them that. That was rhetorical. I know. I'm totally. I'm talking about like a scenario here. I'm playing along, but the idea would be that you would have to. Prove your value and why they should go with you over the big group. You know what I mean? It's tough. It's definitely hard. That's, you know what? Honestly, I was talking to someone about this yesterday. I think that's why. Okay, one of the reasons why it's so hard to get a job right now, and any time in general on like Stack Overflow, Indeed, whatever, is because they're getting thousands of people who are all trying to sell them a C compiler, right? That's pretty much what's happening, right? Like if you go to someone personally, it's different than having 100,000 people send you their resumes and be like, please hire me. Here's my projects, here's my skills, here's my experience, please hire me. It's really hard. That's why like everyone who tries to apply on these job sites does like 200 applications before they get an answer. Like sometimes they, even if you're good enough for the job, they just don't have time to get to you because they have so many resumes to go through, which is why when they do hit your resume, you want to make it easy as hell for them to go through it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Don't rate yourself on languages and stuff. Like, what does 5 out of 5 English mean, right? What does 3 out of 5 Spanish mean? Does that mean you could say like ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Is that 3 out of 5? Or do you need like full Spanish? Same in Portuguese, like yeah, no one knows what that means. Just say you know the language. It doesn't even have to be its own section. It could just be a tiny little thing. Just maybe even here. If you're gonna put, you don't have any projects on here. Okay, so John Doe. Obviously, it's not John Doe. It's someone else. But John Doe doesn't have any projects on here. I can't see that he knows SQL Server or any of these things. I can see that he obviously understands what he did at the job. But I think more objective information, like you're saying here, allowing for more efficient marketing efforts. Give me objective numbers. Being the data guy, you should have objective numbers. That is literally your job, at getting numbers and showing these things. Especially an analyst, that is literally your job. So I'm sure you can do that. Oh my Discord. Okay, sorry, someone spammed me in Discord. Como estas? Only thing I know in Spanish. Dude, you're 4 out of 5 Spanish. You're 3 out of 5 in Portuguese too, because you could say donde. I don't know, like. Try out Amazon SageMaker for creating a compiler for the cloud. That sounds cool. But I don't know why I'd run a compiler on the cloud unless you like if you're working on your computer. I just use the GCC compiler, or whatever is integrated into Visual Studio. Put that on my resume. SageMaker is an ML training thing. What is there to compile? I don't know. That's what Crystal said. I know you're talking to her though. Yesterday there was literally like negative weather, and this morning it's like t-shirt weather outside. I took my car out for the first time in like 8 months now, and as I was like opening the hood and I was like changing the battery and charging it up and everything, my dog saw it and she went nuts. Like, she realized we're about to take the car out, and she loves going for a drive in my car because I just open the window, I tie her to the seat, and she can like stick her paws out and everything and just like stick her head out the window. And the second she saw me just like plugging the battery into the charger, she went absolutely nuts, like jumping in the air and spinning. It was adorable. It's raining here 24/7. Down. We had snow like 4 days ago. It melted as it hit the ground, but the fact that snow came down, it's quite... Montreal is quite bipolar. Alright, let's finish this up and then we can end if you guys want. Would I be compiling with anything related to ML? MSVC is Microsoft's compiler for C and C++. Gotcha. We had that too 4 or 5 days ago. Damn. Hopefully it'll get better soon. What is 3 stars for someone who can be 5 stars for others? Yeah, exactly. Well, it's just like... It's just such a... It's so generic. Or not generic. It's so broad that it's just like we don't know what it means. You know? It's just... It's so... It's like... It's like if your phone was to say the percentage the battery is charged versus just a battery logo and like very like a third, 2/3, 3/3. You know what I mean? There's not enough information to truly understand how good you are in English. Like 1 out of 5, what does that mean? Like if anyone was to ever put a description of how good they are at a language, which I don't think they should, I would rather you say can speak to locals and understand locals or something like that. Or can understand locals but cannot speak to locals. Usually that's what you ask somebody. Like if they say like, oh, I know French, you'd be like, hey, can you speak French? And then sometimes they'll be like, no, I can't speak French really well, but I can understand it really well. That would make more sense, right? Than someone just being like, I'm a 2 out of 5 in French. And you're just sitting there like, what does that mean? Hello, Cheese Whiz. I love the name. But your picture is just a piece of cheese. It's not Whiz. It's new on the market, so there's very little documentation. But for C or C++, I'm unsure. I know Python can be used. Oh. I don't know about cloud compiling then. I'm guessing cloud compiling would just be really expensive. Right? It takes a lot of processing power. And if you're constantly running it on the cloud, like imagine doing that on AWS, you know, $10,000 a day in fucking server bill. All right, let's finish this one up. So, yeah, I think reduce the amount of words that are in here. Usually you want 2 to 3 bullet points, 1 sentence each. If you can, throw some objective numbers in there. Cloud is always expensive, but big companies like expensive. True, because you could say you work on the cloud. Somewhere in the sky, there's a cloud computing your numbers. Yeah, what do you guys think? I really liked this resume for the sole purpose that he actually like. He was describing what he did. It's not a very good way, but he like most resumes are just like, I improved the website, I created the website, I developed the website. They use like those terms. This guy went in like full like jargon. Performed and enabled deep dive analysis over campaign performance throughout wording and time intelligence indicators, allowing for more efficient marketing efforts. Maybe like using wording and time intelligent indicators, I was able to improve improve marketing efforts by a certain number. Or maybe I was able to improve marketing efforts for the campaign. No, that doesn't make sense because campaign performance. See what I'm saying? Like it's a tricky thing to do, but Putting an objective number would make more sense than that. Allowing for more efficient marketing efforts. What does that mean? Yeah. I think also SageMaker is more for Python. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what she said earlier. Are multi-column resumes the standard now? I think it works well because you can make really tiny little sections on the bottom like languages and education and then focus a large part of the page for your experience and job and projects. I don't think there's some norm or like the meta to do this, but I think a lot of people do it just because it's cleaner. It's cleaner to shove the little things to the side and then the big things in the middle. Personally, I don't like it. I would rather do some column and then some full section and then some column again. They're nice and compact, yeah. But I'd rather like skills and strengths. I would okay, remove strengths, but I'd rather take skills, put it on the top here. Under that, have projects, and then where experience and education is, then you can maybe make it a column and squeeze some things on the side if you need to. I don't think you need to. I think you should be able to fit everything on one page. Like, filling a page is not the easiest thing unless you write a lot. But then if you're writing a lot like this, you probably just have a lot of fluff that you can remove. Let's see. Did you write anything out? Built-in conducted QL extends training sessions for internal users. Develop and maintain data integration flows through SQL Server integration services, ensuring data warehouse and reports based on contain timely, reliable information. You see, like this is real broad and fluffy. I would try and actually give some information here, unless you're under NDA, but I don't. Doesn't seem like he is. I think he's just hiding his information for himself. Yeah. Anyways, I think we're gonna stop with that one. Been streaming for like 2 hours now. Appreciate all you guys being here, by the way. If you're enjoying the stream, maybe give it a like. I hope next time we can get some more resumes from you guys and less from the email. Just because these people aren't here to actually receive the advice. This guy just drew over, that's funny. Oh, so you see, this is not what this is a no-no. This dude has, wait, yeah, this dude has a whole page solely for his face. Oh no, and then he says his title, possibly for you. Don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Curriculum vitae. Yeah, this seems like a template maybe. I would not do this. Let's go through this one quickly. Professional experience. Since, okay, so you don't need to say since. Just say 2018 to present. What's MDA? NDA. So like, what's it? I don't know what it stands for, but pretty much where you're not allowed to talk about something. Like a company will say, we're gonna allow you, or we're gonna show you things that the public isn't allowed to know, and all that. Like imagine if you're in the military, non-disclosure agreement. Yeah. So like if you're in the military and you're using strategies that could be shown to the enemy and that can, you know, kill people, like they tell you like you cannot tell anyone this, right? That's the whole idea of interrogation. You're trying to get information out of them that can hurt a lot of people. But in this case, it's just business stuff. Okay, let me make this a little bigger. Professional experience since, okay, so we said 2018 to whatever, you don't need to do that. Key account manager, Dell Technologies, okay. Proactive development, especially within the business. Proactive development within the business. What does that mean? Someone help me out here. Proactive development, especially within the business. Oh, especially within the business line clients. Server storage. But even then, proactive development. What's the opposite of that? Portfolio achieved 247.9 of its target half last year. See, that's the big boy here. Active to describe objectives. Yeah. It's my brain broke on that. Proactive development. What's the opposite of that? Isn't development always proactive? Lazing around. I mean, isn't that what the job is, though? This is good, though. The fact that he could literally put a percentage and... Ooh. That's big boy right there. But, yeah, that I just scrap that. Training colleagues in communication, request management, offer tracking, negotiation. This is good, but can it be worded better? Successfully inspired students to join the party by pitching digital transformation, Dell Technologies employer. I would just say recruited student. I don't know, is this relevant? Is this really relevant for his job? It is a managing job, so I guess that matters. Successful, I read that. Designing Salesforce CRM dashboards and reports. CFDC. I don't know about this one. Designing Salesforce CRM dashboards and reports. This is a little broad. Unless you know what CFDC means. This is pretty broad. Research assistant at the university. Tutor for application programming and structured programming. Okay, good. Screening and writing for research projects. Okay. Running tests in VR. Okay, this isn't too bad. This gives me a nice description of what he did there and the kind of tools he used. You should put Dell Technologies as the part of the header because the company name sells your experience level. I guess that could work, but I'm just more focused on like what he did here. Like getting students at a university to come in and do internships or whatever, like sure, but I feel like you should be talking more about what you did on the day-to-day job and how you improved the company, which you kind of did here, but like talk a little bit more about this. You know what I mean? Like I think this is more of a personality. Like, cool, he got students from his own university to join. Like, that's awesome. But does that really show his skill and what he did at Dell Technologies? Is that the highlight of his job? Is what I'm trying to say. Achieved double-digit growth with key accounts buying industrial chemicals and specialties. See, that's big. This guy. You know, as weird as his resume looks, I think he's got some good stuff in here. Ignited business. Okay, why is this in blue? Ignited business at the global level by developing a SAP copy from scratch with the use of a team of programming ninja. Yeah. Okay. No. Don't say that. Don't ruin your resume with that. Gotta go. Thanks for streaming. I see you all in the next stream. Thanks for being here. I hope it was helpful for you. Fleet manager of 6 drivers, 5 trucks. Okay, a lot of weight. I don't know why he puts things in blue. It's a little weird. Yeah, so this needs to be reduced into a 1-page resume. Without the first page, it's going to be a 2-page resume, and then we can remove fluff and things that don't matter, like you talking about a team of programming ninjas that helped you do something. That you don't need that. And then you can reduce this for sure. Keep the relevant information. There's a lot of stuff on here that are not necessarily relevant. Like, it's cool to have, But when you're trying to fit everything on one page, you really don't have room for irrelevant information. This is huge. Saved sales 3 hours of administrative work per day by redesigning logistics workflow, reducing manual overhead to a minimum. That is huge. 3 hours a day? You know how much money that is? Alright, let's see if I can do math. Improvised math calculator. I can't spell clearly. Okay. 3 hours a day. What do you guys remember what the number is for how many hours a year? How many hours a year does average 40-week work week? Like with vacation. We'll see. Yeah, the average American. How many hours do they work per year? 1,810. Okay. $1,810 hours. Okay. Okay. Math here. Wait, no. I need days. What am I doing? Okay. I'm not gonna do this. Fuck that. I'm too lazy. What I'm trying to say is, if there's multiple people using this, so he saved 3 hours of administrative work per day for a certain amount of people. You know, that can be a lot of money per year. If you got 5 people working in administration, each using 3 hours of a day to do something that he just improved. Think about it. If there's 5 people per day saving 3 hours, that's 15 hours technically of paid work that he's saving per day. Times 5, that's a week. And then times whatever amount of weeks they're working in the year or days they're working in the year, that's a lot of money if you think about it. You guys don't know what I mean? It's huge. Like I don't know why he has it in blue, but that's huge. Like this is where you cut out everything and you just put that, and you talk about that and you just focus on this, because that's like, if you could prove that, like, imagine if a company hired you knowing you could do that for them. Like, they're gonna pay you probably whatever you want, as long as it's somewhat reasonable within their budget. Like, they'll pay you whatever you want if they know that hiring this guy, let's call him Tim, if they hired Tim and he saved them 3 hours of administrative work per person per day, they'd hire him off the bat with a big number. Just assume one works every day of the year. I know I should have done that, but I overcomplicated it. But you guys want to do it? We can do it. Calculator. Why is it not working? Okay. So let's say people work every day, 365 days, or yeah, 365 days in a year. Why is it being weird? 2 days in a year, right? Let's say the salary is gonna be $100,000 a year per person. So you got 5 people. I don't need to calculate this, but I'll just do it for a visual example. You got 5 people making $100,000 each per year. So that's $500,000. All right. We'll say they're getting paid per hour. Let's figure it out. So if they work 9 hours a day. Oh, wait, shit. Divided by 365. Okay, so that would mean they make $30 an hour, according to this example here. All right. Now, if you can save 3 hours a day, that is $90 per person per day. Now we're going to multiply this times the 7 days a week that they're working. That's a week. Times 12. That's how much he's saving a year. And times 5. So he's saving the company $37,800,000. No, whoa, what the hell? $37,800. I said 378. Let's say $38,000. That's got, come on, that's big. If you're doing whoops. Math, please. Come on, that's big. That's like what? What was that number? 38,000 divided by 5. So that's 8,000 per person. That's almost 10% of the salary per person. That's about 8%. %8 per employee, per one of the 5 employees, each of the 5 employees. Wow, math is weird, but does that make sense? Like, that's a lot. If you put it into numbers better than I did, because I have to draw it out because I'm dumb. It's a lot. Like, being able to move that over to another company would be huge. And then on top of that, he shows like here that he improved portfolio. Like this dude's resume does not do justice for him. Like, look how big that is, and all that fluff hiding great details. Like, this portfolio achieved 250% of its target last half year. Implemented barcode scanners to decrease error rate and save stock time keeping by implementing robust hardware and processes. That is huge. We all know that he just appealed the middle management and they pretended they still have a workload. That's what it seems like when he started off. Proactive development. That sounds like I did something. Successfully inspired students to join the party. Like, that sounds like you have nothing else to say about your job but the fact that you got more people to get hired. It sounds like that's the most important thing about you, even though like there's a bunch of really good stuff within here that's just hidden, you know. Why is this so long? Josh, look at this. So it's a huge ass resume, but he has shit in here that's so important and so like good to show to a company. Like, we just did like really dumb math, but so he shows here he improved the portfolio of the company by a large %. That's big. Then you have a bunch of fluff, a bunch of garbage. And then you go down here to this one job here where he's working as an account manager in a stocking company. And he says he did this, hopefully he can prove it, that he saved sales 3 hours of administrative work per day by redesigning logistic workflow. And we just did the math. If there were 5 administrative people making $100,000 each, the amount of time that he saved would come down to about 8% of each one of their salaries. So if on $100,000, he saved the company technically $8,000 per person, time-wise, if they're getting paid per hour. That's huge. But it's like it's at the bottom here in this weird blue, and then there's all this, and most of it doesn't matter. Like, at one point he talks about inspiring students to join the company. I don't think that's relevant to his job. And there's just so much. God Linux skills. Like, don't put that there. And then at one point he goes, how he developed some tool with a team of programming ninja. Not even ninjas. Just like stuff on here that ruins this, like a lot of good information just kind of ruined by formatting and the way he wrote it out. Like, God Linux skills, like, really, you're gonna put that on a job? It's like the other dude earlier who had like the minimalist website and said, I'm very basic. Why is Masters of Science crossed out? Oh, unfinished? Okay. That's a little weird. No, Master of Science, Business Information Systems. Yeah, you see, this is really, really weird. Oh god, that's a first. Truly a hidden gem on the left. Yeah, there's some good stuff in here. It's just like, why you do this to yourselves? There's so much to read through. I think we spent like 20 minutes on this now. And then this, proactive development. What's the opposite of proactive development? Is that just sitting around and not doing anything? Proactive. I'm a proactive worker. AKA, I watch Twitch streams while you're not looking at my desk. Alright. I said I was going to end this and then we opened up this portfolio, but I'm going to actually end it. My eyes are dying from this stream. I hope this was really valuable for all of you. Jacob, I hope we helped you out with yours. Luis, everyone in here. Thanks for the stream. No, thank you for being here. But I am going to end the stream. I am going to go walk the dog, the Doge. What time is it? It's already 1:14. That's crazy. He can use one-page template and adapt all the relevant information. I totally agree. I don't think he knows what information is necessarily relevant, which is why he made it so big. Hope you have a good day. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm gonna wait for everyone in chat. If you enjoyed the stream and it was helpful, please do give it a like. It helps us a lot. And we should be posting a video tomorrow. I got a couple going. I might do a niche video soon where I show people how to build an e-commerce store using WordPress, like without having programming knowledge. I think that would be a good video, but not for everyone necessarily. Just like a quick how to do it in under 10 minutes and make the video like 10 minutes and 1 second long. So yeah, appreciate all you guys being here. And I'm gonna end the stream. It was quality content. Yeah, it was pretty fun stream. We got some funny ass resume and portfolios today. Thanks for being here, everyone. I'm gonna end the stream.